Okay, so the trooper's words were, I will let the guard room know. So what I think is going to happen is that the trooper said the horse is not going to settle, and we can see he's not happy, not a happy bunny this morning at all. So I think they're going to prepare a new horse and swap it out. Why? Because when we see the horsey meltdowns, for some reason they're invariably close to when the horse is going to be changing over. So if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes until the change, they typically take the horse around a couple of times, see if they can settle the horse down, and don't bother bringing a new horse out. Why? Easier to wait 5-10 minutes for the change. That's not going to work this morning. Why? Because it is only 12 minutes past noon. What does that mean? It means that they've got a hell of a long wait, or the horse has got a long wait, and the trooper. So my money, oh, she just jumped out of her skin and the horse moved. My money's on them swapping the horse out. Well, we're going to be here until 1 o'clock anyway. This being part 2, ladies and gents, today. Part 1 was an interesting one, especially the opener with the crazy guy getting ejected. Got a new flow coming along the front here. 100% terrible thing to admit, folks. Not in any positive or negative way, but a terrible thing to admit. This is definitely an English group, and the horse is not a happy bunny at all. It's a pity because, you know, after we saw the other issue with Trojan last week, typically, if a horse is playing up, they'll keep the horse off for a week, 2 weeks, or sometimes even send it up to Melton for a little bit of R&R. Okay, the trooper's coming out. I'm pretty sure that he will go over to his left. Let's see. Oh no, no signal. I thought the trooper would have said to him, can you come over, gotta have a word. The group inside, who, as I said, I was 90% certain that this group are British, pretty sure they are. But they were a bit like, whoa, when the trooper walked in. Would I like to have a chat with my own countrymen and women about how to behave here? You bet you. I definitely would, folks, if it came down to it. It hasn't yet, but it might. And that sure would be an interesting development if it did. Horse is clipping, clopping at the front again. Probably not in a good mood, yet again. Let's have a look. I can definitely hear the clopping, so my money's on the horse coming, or having come back out of the box again. Yep, here we go, look. Running around the middle of the street. I don't want to get too close, there's no point. Horse is jumping up, trying to throw the guard. Gosh. Okay, police are moving everyone out of the way. Yep. Horse is done for the day. You can see this, folks, 100%. Yeah, they've just said new one's coming out. Corporal of horse. Oh, been a while since we've seen him. Good while. This corporal of horse, absolute no nonsense at all. Taking the horse in. Horse is done. Yeah. That was pretty obvious, wasn't it, to be fair, folks? I just really hope that we know the new one that comes out afterward. Okay, so Trojan's done. Trojan will not be back out again today or tomorrow. I'm pretty sure of that, especially after what we saw last week. No idea what's up, but hopefully they'll figure out what's wrong with him. Poor boy, eh? It's a pity, but it's the way it is. Simple as that. Okay, so the group's moved on, leaving the Gatesman in peace. They're heading off to Buckingham Palace for tea with the King. It's super noisy in the tunnel. I have no idea why it's that noisy. New horse is not out yet, so I guess they're probably deciding which one. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Guys, please don't walk into the archway. Ah, that was close. I thought they were going to stroll right in there. That was super close. Hmm? Well, the rain's got... Well, that fell off.
I don't know how you're going to put it on.
I have no clue, in fact. Give it to the... Please, you want me to give it to them? Yeah, 1 second, let me take it over. Wow. So apparently, everybody, a piece of the rain fell off. Look, this fell off onto the floor. My friend got it. Let me hand it to the police. 1 second. Wait, actually, I'll hand it to the corporal of horse while he's here. Just opening up the box. It'd be easier if I hand it to him, considering that it's actually his horse. At the end of the day, move the camera away because it's not really fair. Sorry, corporal, this fell. Corporal, piece of the rain fell off the horse. Okay, thank you. He didn't want to. I think he thought I was trying to harass him, but I gave him the piece of the rain. Like I said, he's a very serious fellow, that corporal of horse. Hey, I mean that little piece of tack that just fell on the floor, that belongs to His Majesty, strictly speaking. So it's only right to return it. That makes it. I mean, let's not get into arguments about the Elgin marbles going back to Greece and stuff, folks. But you know, things do belong in their rightful place. New horsey coming out any moment, hopefully. Time now is 18 minutes past noon. We'll hear the clippy clop noise. I'll focus on the new horse once we hear the clippy clop. I've got no clue which horse they're going to bring out. I'm actually happy though. If it had to be one of the two horses taken off, I would have preferred it to be Trojan. Why? Well, because clearly something's wrong. He hasn't been a happy bunny in the past week. This new one, Trinity, super chill. I'm pretty sure this is an ex-carriage horse.
Okay, you're safe there. You're all right there. Come a tiny bit further forward. That's it.
It has that carriage horse indigo look.
Tiny bit further forward. You're all right there.
And even the Kiwi visitors were enamoured by this beauty, and you can see why.
He's interested in you.
Get ready to move because that new horse is going to appear any moment, folks.
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm talking to my video.
Oh, sorry.
The other horse is gone. Had a moment, so they're just bringing a new one out shortly. Yeah. Actually, folks, one thing I've just thought of as a variable, you know, we often sort of discuss things we've never seen that might happen. I can see somebody, probably a trap like we just saw, horsey biting their jogging bottoms and pulling them down. Imagine that in one of those cars on a busy Saturday. The horse is like, hold on a second, that's exactly what I just thought about. That would be the mother of all moments, wouldn't it, if that happened? Tourist gets derobed, live horseguards. 20 minutes past noon. Let's see how it takes him to win that new horse out.
Stay strong.
Still no sign of the new horse. Very curious. that for the moment, folks, is all we've got to deal with. Look, I mean, it is a lovely view though from the front here through the box, isn't it? And nothing that I could see or hear set the horse off. Very odd. Horsefly maybe, something in the box. Very, very odd situation. Oh, 1 second. They're telling everyone to get back. All right, new horse imminent, folks. Imminent. Imminently imminent. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Looks like everything's being closed. Oh, what's going on here? Where's Abdullah? Did he get locked inside? Oh. Ah, hold on a second. I really thought they were about to lock it down then. That was just for the new horse. Here comes the new one. Oh! It's Invader. Good choice. Okay, this is good. They've replaced Trojan. Sorry, go ahead. They've replaced Trojan. Wow, civil servant called me sir. Guys, now you see where my tax money's going. Paying for very polite people to run our country. I'm not a sir, but it was very nice of him to say so. They've replaced Trojan with Invader. I didn't even need to look at the list because we know these big, fluffy, cloudy eyebrows anyway, don't we? Yes, we do. So we've got two real, I mean, this is a bit of a problem actually. We've got two real beauties on duty. And guys, I'm not just talking about the guards, I'm talking about the horses. Trinity this end, magnificent. And Invader at the other end, equally magnificent in a different way. I'm torn. It's the first time I've wished I had two cameras, but I haven't, so never mind. Oh, I thought the guy was going to sneeze. We haven't yet, actually, everybody, to the best of my knowledge, ever seen a guard sneezing when on duty. And given the amount of dust and rubbish in the air around here, that's surprising. There's a lot of people, a lot of movement here again, but... Oh, a little bit close. Oops. Oh, it's a little Frenchie. Merci. This horse doesn't appear to like to be mauled, but you know what? At 17.3, he's more than able to deal with it very quickly. You saw. Get lost, push him away. Other end. Invader. Oh. Bros are like, what the f... Hold on, get ready for it everyone, don't go. Ah, that was super close. What happened to Trojan? He's like, well, to be honest, he had too many hamburgers last night. That's why he had a meltdown. He needs to go into the stables and deal with his overconsumption. That's why they've replaced lovely Trojan, big softy actually Trojan is, with Invader. Oh. Tories are enamoured. Oh, let's get as close as possible to the guard while he's doing his rounds. One thing we are going to miss though, people, we're not going to have any trooper, guard strictly speaking, either at the front here, standing for any period of time, or of course standing at the end of the tunnel. Lifeguards don't do that. Ah, I know. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. Right, Meanwhile, okay, this is interesting. Horses, police horses are coming through as the guard is returning to his post. I know that the horses are going to wait for the King's Guard. Just in time. They would have waited. We've seen that before. Busker's got a couple of videos where the horses were coming along the middle here as the guard came in. We were about 5 seconds off. And yes, the police horses do wait. Look at the grey colour of the horse's tail. Extraordinary, really. I'm really torn vis-a-vis which horse, folks. This is the problem. It's a good problem to have, but... Okay, other one. Anyone wearing a fur coat? They must be important. Unless it's fake. Oh.
Okay, let's go through then. Right.
Tour groups are out in force again, but they're British school children. Eyeballing the other end because I just know that every single time I'm at the other end something happens. Just like when I was talking to the Kiwi ladies. Hold on, I wonder what they're trying to figure out. What are they trying to figure out?
Bye, cheerio. Have a nice
Bye, thank you.
This horse is real. You think it's moving? It really is.
I think the best thing is to wander around in between those subsequent deluges of people. Oh, give me a salute. Do we think, folks, that the I understand this spot, so you can see that mark I was referring to earlier on the horse's right-hand side. Do we think that's a birthmark or an injury? May not be in a question. I'm wondering. It's a very distinctive mark. Majestic the way this horse look. exceedingly so.
What did that in books,
Some great group shots today. Second great one of the morning. Brazilian.
Ich bin Achtung hinter dir.
Fashion shoot here at Horseguards. Not easy walking in those hills. The other one's doing that clippy clop thing. Clop with the hooves. Super perceptive and beautiful, this horse. Really, really beautiful horse. Magnificent even. I don't know why, but the police just did tell somebody to get away from. They're walking back now. Look, they just told somebody to get away from the arch area. Curious.
And then they are, as I say, this is officially the entrance to the palace.
Free guided tour, folks. Look, chap over here. we go again. There are a lot of people here. It might look like it, there are a lot, but they're just waiting patiently before going over. Being quite well behaved. Mentioned in comments before the people watching aspect. It's quite the sort of sociological anthropological aspects of this is extraordinary. They just took the other one off. Yeah, there's a little bit of a moment again. I'm looking at the groups of people at either end, folks, and yeah, this horse is definitely the one that intimidates the tourist more. What a character, eh? Being apprehensive, but the genuine fear, that's something I can't relate to, and I'm not a horsey person, guys, you know this. I mean, some people act as though they were getting close to a tiger, you know, or an animal that in all likelihood is going to really bite them. Chance of that happening with a horse? Okay, I know it's possible, but it's exceedingly unlikely. the bar's going to be opening here again shortly. Remember that Summer Bar, guys, rises from the ground. Already been used by tourists to drop the litter. I think the chance of either this horse, Invader, or the other horse, Trinity, having a moment is pretty much zero. They're super chill, both of these horses. A lot of photographers here this morning, actually, just taking still pictures, something I miss. This is the last time that the guard will do his rounds before we hit the hour, and yet another changeover, would you believe? .45 is his signal, but he doesn't have to do it. I'm really surprised they opened the shop today as well. Everyone mentioning, gosh, the place is dirty. It needs to be sandblasted clean. No, folks, wouldn't work. This stone requires a chemical restoration, which takes months. It's okay. It's okay. So that mildew you can see hanging over the balcony. Yeah, it can't be blasted off. Doesn't work that way with Portland stone. Now, one of you did say yesterday in the comments, what's for sale in the shop? Well, there you have it, folks. Trinkets, badges, souvenirs, models, t-shirts, the usual stuff. Plus woolly hats. Guards' woolly hats. Okay, so the moment I turn back, of course the guard now is going to move. Strictly speaking, I probably am too close this time. I'm kind of jammed in the gate now, but people behind me. Oops. I'm really hoping he doesn't decide to come through this way.
Good, okay, right, that's good. We can go back in.
I don't really know which end to stay at, to be honest, guys. This is kind of where I'm between that and this end. I mean, both the horses are beautiful to look at, which makes it somewhat more complicated. In terms of the changeover, I'll just see which end is busier when the new horses are coming out, because at that point we'll be very close to the end of part 2 anyway. It's a very interesting crowd today. People are not going up in anywhere near the numbers they usually do, but I think it's because of the fact that they've got two beautiful but huge horses. Visual deterrent aspect, I guess.
Solo si tocas la cadena se...
You can hear around me how busy it is. I've actually been in Malaga.
Mira este que pro. A ver, este es el primer chover. Bye bye, my friend. ¡Yo loco! Es que se I'm scared.
They're blowing kisses to the guards as they leave. Interesting. Maybe it's a Spanish thing. The size of that horse's feet, the one on the right. One of you will know which police horse that is. It's more interested in history lessons than posing with a horse.
Oh, I don't think I said it. The ones that we saw in base in hats earlier, they fight in armoured vehicles, especially like they fight
Some people look at the horse, it's not real. Others Don't want to be in today's video. These are the kind of days that the guards and the horses and the police really like. Manageable.
Sin miedo, sin miedo. Más cerca, más cerca. Esa está nítida, esa está nítida. Míralo, 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 míralo. Está nítida, está nítida. Otra de frente, porque mira, estaba poco.
Another thing I'll mention, folks, I should have actually mentioned this in part 1. A lot of you were asking about this issue of how to find the other part. Okay. Now the key thing is this: on the front page of the YouTube, which is where most of you land, obviously it's the home page. Okay. The tab right next to home says videos. Instead of actually bookmarking the channel as being London City Walks on the home page, it's better to bookmark it on the videos page. Okay, why? Because each video is uploaded in chronological order. Occasionally I do move them around, part 1 and part 2 are swapped, but 90% of the time the videos are in chronological order. So part 1 will be there and then part 2 will be after it. That is the easiest thing to do. Bookmark the YouTube channel, folks, on the videos page, not on the home page. So that way, the second that you hit the page, each time you look at it, you will have the newest video. But secondly, if you're not sure which part you're watching, for example, I start the video, you're watching and it says, oh, welcome back to part 2, which is, to be honest, 90% of the time why people say, hey, where's part 1? And vice versa. The video description, okay? If you click just below the video itself and expand the video description, you will see that it explains which part you're watching. Part 1 of 1, part 2 of 2, etc. Sorry, part 1 of 2, part 2 of 2. But more importantly, it gives the date of filming. The date of filming is always there. So even if it says, you know, video was uploaded 5 minutes ago, it doesn't necessarily mean to film the same day. It could have been filmed the day before. It could have been filmed, if it's an interesting video, months before. Some days when I'm not out, when I don't shoot a new video, I will put up popular videos from the past. Why? Because every day we're getting, you know, hundreds of new people joining the channel, and a lot of them will not have seen some of those older videos. Bear in mind, we're in the realms of 1,500 videos on the channel now, and obviously as that number keeps increasing, the older, sometimes super interesting material gets pushed further down. So that's the key, folks. Either bookmark the videos page, in which case you will know 100% the newest material, or my suggestion, always read the video description just below. That hopefully solves that issue permanently. I noticed actually the trooper's having a long chat with his colleague in the arch. I'm not sure why, what it's about. It's not a tourist dressed in military fatigues, guys. That is actually a lifeguard trooper talking with his colleague. I'm just thinking, actually, back. The new horses are just about to come out, actually. It's been a while since we've... Oh, he's actually asking, are you the guardian of this group? If so, can you take them over to the White Line? Goodbye, group. That just leaves this bunch in the middle. We'll definitely have Rawdon coming back out. I still don't know the name of the other horse, but they might change it. So I will stay here, folks, for the changeover, which is happening. Wait, how many minutes? About 90 seconds, according to my watch. Group leader did an excellent job of popping them all directly on the line, didn't they? Here we go. This is where everyone gets shouted at.
Weighing out, yeah, but weighing out fouling.
Myself back as well, folks. I don't want to be the one that gets in trouble. No, I don't. Way back. I'm so far back I could actually be at Buckingham Palace. In fact, I think this is the furthest I've ever stood. It gives us a real panorama of what's about to happen. See the entire yard, look. Unless, of course, somebody comes in and stands in front of me. I hope that they won't. He's asking them to leave a bit of a gap. I'm not entirely sure they understand what they're being asked. The officer will make sure that the kids don't get screamed at. Okay, off we go. So, definitely Rawdon back out on the left. In fact, it is the same two horses that were here the hour before. The one on the right is still the one we don't know, guys. Anyone does know that one, please drop it in the comments. It's the major unknown. Oops.
Yeah, sure, mate.
There's some jogging groups going behind me.
Deniz uyandırsanıza.
Just trying to make sure, guys, that no one stands in front. A lot of people now. It's a double changeover. Officer is standing in the middle there, making sure that that little gap can't close up. That's the horses done. Now they're going to change over the Gatesman and Shidsman. Speaking of which, that, folks, is tourists not listening and following instructions, hence having to be screamed at as usual. Look, see, everyone's being told to get over the other side. They do tend to respond better when they're screamed at, to be honest. Oh gosh, we've got a huge... it's going to be a deluge of people coming across. Look at this. Let's see if we can have a little look at the changeover in the tunnel. It's very busy, but if one doesn't try... Your officer's telling everybody to get the hell back. Look, there are too many people squishing. Fun in the tunnel. Too many people, not enough space as usual. Look. How many of you wish you were here right now enjoying this lovely, splendid scene of squish? I think they've actually reached a stalemate, look. Extraordinary, I mean really. I have absolutely no idea how that tourist has managed to get to stand in the middle of the yard. Utterly bizarre. Anyone that likes crowds, that feeling of, you know, Christmas shopping in Harrods, this is the place to come. Okay, you can experience that without actually doing the Christmas shopping or spending any money. Here at Horseguards, the tunnel squish. I'm not sure where the relief is. I would have thought that by now the relief would be on the way in. Delayed relief, perhaps? 6 minutes past the hour. And it just doesn't end, look. I think the group's stuck there because they're all wondering, as am I, to be quite honest with you, where's the relief? Very chilly here in the tunnel as well, very chilly. Ah, okay, here we go. I can hear the relief. I think that's as long as we've ever waited. Okay, there we are. 7.5 minutes over time. The inside there is Lance Corporal of Horse. We spotted the Corporal of Horse earlier when we gave that little piece of the tack that had fallen off the horse. Okay, so that's a relief done, which just leaves rather, the the new Gatesman to appear. After 2 hours in the arch, I dare say the guard is super happy that it's done. Oh, hold on. Oh, whoa, I've never seen that before. He just came along the passageway in the tunnel. And I've never seen that before. He must be new. Hold on. Okay, this is a first. Oh wow. All of us, 1 second guys, let me ask Oscar. Did you see, you ever seen that before?
He's standing in the wrong place.
Not only that, but he came out here of the walkway where the public come, not out of the tunnel. Ever seen that before once?
No, never.
No, neither have I. New, maybe, no? Or either, or they're trying to trick us.
I don't recognise him, he's new.
Wow. Just when you think you've seen everything, something else happens.
Are you going to stand there now to stop them coming in the arches?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't think so because... Oh, maybe he heard us. I think that he figured out, looking across there, at the other guy, at the Chitsman, that he needs to stand behind the chain. Okay.
Never seen that. I've seen guards staying in the wrong place before, but that's the first time under
The annoying part is I just turned around when he walked along the walkway because he would have walked right into the camera. Very odd. Well, folks, now you know sometimes why it's interesting to hang around. Just when you think it's done, nothing unusual, unexpected, untoward is going to happen. And it does, okay? Busker just mentioned he's never seen that before. He's been filming here for more than 4 years. Now, our money's on it being a new trooper who wasn't aware or did it on purpose. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference. They can do what they want. They are the Kingsguard after all. However, a most curious thing to see him cut through. They always walk out of the tunnel into the yard, turn to their right, go to the archway. Gatesman, that is. But obviously I turned because they were already coming out. He cut through onto the passageway where the public were and emerged there. Yeah. As I said, I'd never seen it before. Busker never having seen it before means that is almost certainly a first and probably, in all likelihood, a last. Okay, no big surprise at the front. We know which two horses are here. And interestingly enough, they're actually in the same boxes. Rather at this end. And the Unknown Beauty at the other end. Golly, folks, I am absolutely... If only I hadn't moved to leave the walkway. That said, I mean, it might have been a bit awkward anyway. The camera would have been right in the guard's face, and I don't want to do that. But he actually walked pretty much directly behind us. We were, myself and the other members of the public, just leaving the passageway. Super odd. Bro, those shoes, wow. Blinding. Oh, he's on his phone. Missed it. What a morning. I'm super interested in what's going to happen when we hit 1:15. So I'm going to wait, and that's only a few minutes away. What I mean by that, well, if the trooper is new, or in fact has been here for a while on ceremonial duty, bearing in mind that most of the regiment are on the armoured side, down at Bulford in Wiltshire, this being an armoured regiment, there is a very, very good chance that he will not emerge from the arches to do his rounds. I mean, he's allowed to, and he will know that. But let's see what happens when the bell hits 15, whether or not there's any movement, and if there is, where he goes. The lifeguards never go into the tunnel on those 15-minute strikes of the bell, but I guess anything's kind of possible this morning. We will see. It's actually 1 minute to 15 past, so almost there. Right, there it is. If he doesn't move by 20 past, I'm out of here, folks. We get perilously close to my ideal cutoff, which is an hour and 9 minutes. Bearing in mind they don't have to move at all, but he might go somewhere completely different to where they've ever been before. So it's worth hanging on for a few minutes to see. He's not moving. If he does, I'll pop the camera around. Still in the archway, no movement.
When is the next change?
You just missed it. Next one's in 45 minutes.
Is it on the hour? Is it?
It's every hour, yeah. Last changeover is 3 o'clock, end of day inspection of 4.
I recognise the voice now.
You recognise the voice? Is that good or bad?
Well, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come from Gloucester, but I keep watching these. I've never been here.
I was going to say, I would have thought Somerset. There's definitely a West Country accent, though, isn't there?
Gloucester.
Yeah, Gloucester. So this is the first time you've ever been here in person?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my goodness.
64. No.
Good lord.
Yeah, I just come down for a couple of days now. I've got today as a whole day at wandering and doing nothing.
Yeah?
Just,
So it's a bloody pity that you haven't got the sunshine. It's going to be sunny again tomorrow.
Don't bother me.
No?
Don't
Actually,
bother
to
me.
be honest, you're used to it.
Yeah.
Up in
Little
Gloucester.
farmers up there, like so.
It's very, very rare to hear Gloucester or even Somerset accent. They're not very, very, very rare. Honestly. Very rare. Yeah, it really is, I tell you.
People say, like locals say I'm more Bristol, but I'm not. You've got Welsh in me, but nothing else.
I would have said Bristolian actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to spend all my childhood summers in Cornwall, and I really miss the British regional accents because you very rarely come across them.
I worked in Houston for a while,
Oh yeah?
and I never took on any other accent. I quite enjoyed it. I think I've seen everything I wanted to see.
Yeah?
I was here this morning when they changed horses, which was a bit of a shock. I thought that was just more luck and judgment.
To be honest, were you here earlier? When was it? About an hour and a half ago, the horse had a moment, freaked out, and they had to take him off and put a new one on. Did you see that?
No,
You just missed it.
When they literally changed over the horses this morning, 11 o'clock-ish outside.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
So I
it-
didn't want to see the change at the.
It was after that, actually. I think you probably missed it by about 20 minutes or so.
I always feel there's so much disrespect for him.
I know, it's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
This morning everyone's been well behaved, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't need to tell you if you've seen the channel, you see some of the behaviour is extraordinary.
Oh yeah, I'm ex-military, but I just feel sorry for these people. They must want to get off some days.
Yeah, on the typically it's Friday and Saturday when something goes wrong, just because there are so many people here that there is very high probability of
volumes
somebody.
are very low today, aren't they?
Today is a very good day. For a Wednesday, this is a very good day. But it won't last, I tell you. It's only because the sun's not out. If it was sunny, it would be packed here again, just like it was most of last week. It was busier, in fact, last week, most of it, than it was last summer. It was completely, inexplicably busy and ridiculous.
You have term coming up again, just a couple of weeks ago.
In fact, actually, wait, it's the week after next, I think, isn't it? Half
Yeah,
term.
something like that.
Yeah, that's going well.
It is in our region.
That'll be a very, very, very busy week. And then, of course, the Easter break, which is the start of silly season, which will last again until September. Yeah, the time here passes very quickly. But were you here about 10 minutes ago when they just finished the other change?
I must have walked through as it's finished.
It was interesting because the other chap that films here behind me, he's been filming here for a long time. Me only about 7-8 months. For the first time ever, and we think it's because he's new, the guard that's in the archway over there walked into the public area, marched through here and came out. That's never happened in history that we know of. It's just probably because he's new, he kind of got it wrong.
They got a lot to remember, Mike.
And the bell rang 5 minutes ago. He's forgot to do his rounds. He's still in the archway, so we kind of are wondering what's going on. But yeah, it happens sometimes. Just those odd things where they get it wrong, or it's a new guy, or just something unexpected happens.
It's easy enough, isn't it?
Yeah, which, to be honest, to me personally, I'm a bit of a sucker for detail. Is more interesting than the toys getting screamed at, because that happens all the time. You know, but things actually going wrong here because it runs like a Swiss watch. It's rare, very rare.
So who's the guard commander here then?
Okay, so the boss on the ground is a corporal of horse.
Right.
He was out earlier briefly when the horse had a meltdown. The piece of the tack fell onto the floor. A friend gave it to me and I gave it to him. He didn't want to talk. He took it inside. That was that. But he's the NCO on the ground.
Right.
He gets to make all the decisions, and the only way he can be overruled is by London District upstairs. If they say, for example, take the horses off, put them back on, for example, if it's too hot, too cold, they have the last say. Folks, I'm just going to end the YouTube video. I will be back very soon, as ever. Thanks, guys. This was part 2. Part 1, look in the video description. Back soon, guys.